Hello. So, today I'm gonna be reviewing Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. And, for starters, this game is really good. I love it. It's my favorite game, probably. Maybe. Um, so, I'll explain why I like it. But first, we need to, start with the, the beginning, what happens at the beginning of the game. So, it happens at the beginning of the game, so there's this new big bad disease. It's called the Blorbs, and all the toads get it. Not all of them, but like a lot of the toads start getting it, and and you need to find a cure for it. But you may think, oh, you need to find a cure. That's a big part of the game. No, in Superstar Saga, there was an enemy. There's enemies like Fawful and Cackletta. Well, Fawful's in this game. I don't know why, but he wasn't in Partners in Time. Well, he was like for like a little bit, but so they Fawful's the main villain in this game, the mastermind, and he gives Bowser this ability to suck up enemies. And after you defeat Bowser in the tutorial, he gets he meets Fawful and he comes back to the Peach's castle and sucks everyone in, even Peach, Princess Peach, Mario, and Luigi. Then that main part of the game starts where you're playing as Mario in this cavern in Bowser's stomach or something, in his gut. And then you just kind of play as Bowser, which is cool because you play as Bowser, you play as Mario and Luigi. And then you fight bosses. The bosses are great. It's one of my favorite parts of this game. And also the story is probably the best out of any of them because I feel like this game doesn't have like that much of a hub. This game more is just like a map and you progress on it. You still go back to parts in the game, but it has a nice map that you have to know. When I first started playing this game again, because I bought it when I was three, not three, I was like 6 years old, and I didn't know really how to play it because I was stupid and I didn't know where to go. But I didn't really have that much of an issue not knowing where to go in this one. And because there's not like a hub like in Partners in Time, where it's just set in at like one hub, and then it branches off into those long levels. This game literally has one map, and then the story progresses over it, which is super cool. I love how the story progresses, and the bosses are great. The music is super good. The final boss music is like really good. Um, and the game is pretty hard. I'd say some of the bosses are hard and some of them are easy. Some of the enemies are easy and some of them are actually really tough. There's a good amount of difficulty spikes, but I was underleveled. I was like really underleveled in throughout the entire game, and I didn't have that much big of a trouble. So I don't know. I was always worried about the bosses being too hard and like taking a long time to beat, but it was still super fun. It wasn't like never like a chore to do the bosses. And then the final boss, which was super cool. The end of the game, which is kind of have a problem with, is it's just four bosses. It's a boss rush. You fight Blizzard Midbus, you save your game, then you fight Fawful, then you save your game, then you fight the castle, then you save your game. Well, the castle was pretty hard, I thought, and so was Blizzard Midbush. Then you fight Dark Bowser, which was super cool, which I never got to when I first bought the game when I was 6, because I didn't get that far in the game before I lost the game. But I probably would have made it that far. I probably would have gotten up during one of the difficulty spikes or something. And yeah, I just always thought, oh, that's so cool. You get to fight Dark Bowser as Bowser. And then I was like, that's so cool because you're like up on that cool podium and everything. I just loved it all, and I still do. And I love how this and the story progresses all to that one place because it's so good. Because it's genius how Bowser and Mario and Luigi fit into the story. Like you play as Mario and Luigi as Bowser, as inside Bowser, as Bowser gets himself in a pickle and you have to free Bowser and stuff. When Bowser would have been killed, you bring him back to life essentially. And um I like how it's perfect, the story. It does nothing feels out of place when you're playing either as Mario, Luigi, or Bowser. Even as Mario and Luigi on the overworld, which I'd never understood, like why did Mario and Luigi need to go to the overworld? Oh, just to like I know get bros attacks and go visit places Bowser once was, but I didn't like getting going to places Bowser once was like on the overworld, not inside Bowser, because you always fight Bowser's enemies, and Bowser's enemies were super hard when you're fighting them as Mario and Luigi because they're weaker, but not that hard, so it's like a sure. But overall, this game is really good. I feel like some stuff is unbalanced. The remake. Let me find a picture of the remake here. They made a new art style, and it looks really good. See, Bowser looks like better, and then Starlo. Oh yeah, Starlo during this entire game, she's just kind of there to speak to you, and she's in one of the bosses. She's in one of the bosses where you have to like, she's used in his attack by the boss, which I thought was really funny, and she's really in the funny cutscenes that are happening all over the game. Here, oh yeah, this boss with this mole train really stunk. I didn't like it. It took me a couple tries because the first two um big Bowser bosses. Oh yeah, you fight this big giant Bowser after you bring him back to life, and he just grows super big. I don't know why you only make Bowser because he becomes OP basically. I don't know why that's the only time you make him bigger is during those battles. But see here, this is not the DS version. This is the 3DS remake plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. But this is one of the battles, and it was pretty easy. I thought the first two were super easy, and then they just got super hard. Like the Fawful train was super hard and annoying. It took me like 5 tries, and I kept getting super close. But then once you do all that, you get to this final boss. Yeah, this is so cool. This is so cool. Look, yeah, there's all these dark enemies. Everything's so cool. You're on this podium. You have a good backdrop. You're fighting up there. There's like you fight in Mario and Luigi, which is super cool. You fight Fawful, and that pretty much wraps up the game. Yeah, there's all these bosses. There's hard bosses, harder bosses, and I never understood why this boss needed to exist, but it does, and I'm happy because it was super cool and super fun to beat. And so my rating for this